Tralalelo tralala. Pipi avocado. Pipi avocado. Pipi avocado. Trick trat bada boom.
Thanks. Little So let me get this straight. You called him a B word over a soccer ball? That's right. Send him to the principal's office and have him expelled. You don't understand. It was the good ball. I still have to call your parents. Sounds like someone will be playing Mario Galaxy after school. This is why I called you a picture. Always guys are like this. You know you're not supposed to stay at work. What the hell? This man. Yeah. 7 years old, and I was one of the most wanted men in the schoolyard. But not all of my crimes were intentional. Like my first time running from the authorities. Authority. The police. My mom. I ran from my mom. Breaking news! They've taken away my studio, but they can't take away my pride. Are we allowed to do this? You want the ramen, Phil? Yeah, I want the ramen. Then shut your mouth, camera boy! This video is lovingly brought to you by Opera. I'm one to talk, but those 400 tabs you have open above me should be considered a felony. Lucky for you, Opera's got you messy little criminals covered. Bundle up your tabs into Tab Island. I've got one for YouTube videos, Reddit posts, and streaming platforms. Just expand and collapse as needed. Better yet, have Opera's built-in AI tool Aria do it. Press Control or Command plus slash to bring the command line up and have her store it however you want. I recently planned a trip to the UK, and being able to say group my Expedia tabs or close all WestJet tabs saved me from bashing my forehead through my desk. I also had to do some spreadsheet work while abroad, and naturally, if I don't have entertainment for 3 seconds, I start to wither and die. But with Opera, you just drag and drop, and you got a split-screen tab. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you like listening to music, there's a convenient floating music player that can be placed anywhere, even outside the browser. Opera can be yours today by concealing a pack of chicken Ichiban in your shoe and sliding it to me during visiting hours. Or by clicking the link in the description, whichever's easier. Now get back to the video, you runt! Not long after the soccer incident, after making bail, I asked my mom if I could hang out with my buddy Mikey after school. You gonna call him a B word? I mean, if he cheats at Halo again, I will refrain from derogatory vocabulary, Your Honor. Alright. Yes! There was no better feeling as a kid than knowing you had necessarily against the law, and that I'm simply using this setting as a visual narrative for a storytime animation video, whatever that means. God, you sound so stupid. Well, I'll have you know that I'm quite the bad boy. I own a leather jacket, a black one, and once I set out to break the law on purpose. When I was 15, I started to get that itch that many teenagers get. That itch to rebel, make my mark on the world, and reject society. While most of my peers would go out partying, drinking, or ideally letting their emotions out through healthy outlets, that wasn't me. I wanted to so, lots of spring.
If you want to learn AI, you gotta grab the free AI starter kit. First, you're gonna get the ultimate AI checklist. This is gonna tell you what you need to do and
Nice cover. So, I went out and bought some spray paint. Now, I wasn't going to go to someone's home or business and splatter some garbage all over it for the sake of anarchy. Honestly, I was mostly in it for the expression and admiration for graffiti as an art form. But, you know, still legal. Don't do it. However, my decision was made. I put on my darkest hoodie and anxiously biked to an old bridge near my house. I pulled out a can from my backpack and tried to calm me. You can do this. You're a rebel. You're a bad boy. Come on. This is fun. I'm free. Oh my god, I'm really doing it. Oh my god, I'm going to jail. I'm going to be a felon. Holy shit. I started pedaling harder than I ever had my entire life. I looked behind me and saw 2 security guards hot on my tail. The adrenaline kicked in. You'll never take me. Idiots. They should have never tried to mess with me. Well, that's what it felt like. It probably looked a little more like this. Oh my god. I think we should just leave him. I'm never spray painting again. So, pretty gnarly, right? Yeah, I built my rep. Now, you might be wondering how I ended up in here if they didn't take me in. Truth is, I'm in here for arson. Apparently, it's still illegal, even if it's a joke. This system is so broken. But hey, I gotta pay my dues. Hopefully you learn a little from my story. Just be the best person you can, and ideally, do it within the law. I shouldn't be here long, though. Matter of fact, my ride should be here any second. Get in! A Kia Soul? There wasn't anything else? Are you actually serious right now? I'm breaking you out of prison! It's just, God, they're so ugly. It's the easiest car to steal. No one wants the bat. This is why you're such a dude, honestly. Really? You're bringing that back? I'm staying here. I'm just gonna stay here. You are unbelievable, dude. Are you kidding me? After all it goes again. Come on. Always you could have picked like any other car. You picked the one that would make me mad. You're always trying to get a ride out of me.
Der Schleimdetektor zerstört sich selbst in 3, 2, 1.
Imagine a button that could rewind time by just 5 seconds. Think of the possibilities. A waiter says, enjoy your meal, and you say, you too? Rewind. Say something stupid on your first date? Rewind. Take a chance in a public bathroom with a broken lock? Rewind. Rewind hard. After all, this would be far easier than the usual method of taking out the witnesses. But until science figures it out, this is all I got. Nothing personal, buddy. I have far too many regrets that I felt instantly, and I would give anything to take back what is by far my most embarrassing moment. I was going to visit my mom, who had just moved into a new place. All she had told me was that it was a basement suite. I'd never been there before, nor did I know what a basement suite was. Was it a completely separate apartment from upstairs? Was it just somebody's basement? You never know. I didn't feel like kicking around a stranger's backyard to find out, so I tried to give my mom a call. No answer, no text, nothing. She's probably busy. So, logically, I decided to try the front door. I walked up the porch, saw a light on, and thinking it was my mom, turned the unlock handle and stepped inside. Only to see... is Miss Animates here? What? No, Get out of my house! I'm so sorry. I have never wanted to crawl out of my own skin more than in that moment. Nothing but regrets ran through my mind. Why did I open that random door? Why didn't I wait to hear from my mom? Why did I leave the witnesses? Imagine just watching a movie with your partner and a 6'2" stranger just walks through your front door. Oh, is that Sonic 3? Oh, great choice. It's basically masterpiece cinema. But that pain was temporary. I've never wanted to press a 5-second rewind button more than when I got in my first car accident. Oh, this? No, this wasn't an accident. No witness. I was visiting my grandparents for the summer, and my brother and I wanted to swap vehicles for funsies. Him with my Mustang, and me with his Focus. Win-win. They're both fun cars to drive. So, he took my car to work, and I went to run some errands. After hitting a cafe and a clothing store, I went to grab some groceries. As I drove in, I saw a spot near the entrance, albeit a little too close to pull right in. So, I ended up facing the car next to me. Just had to back up to readjust. Brock's car is a manual, like mine, with one key difference. The reverse gear is on the opposite side, beside first gear. So, you have to push the shifter really far left and forward. So that's what I did. I rolled forward a bit, as you do in a manual when you let off the brake, and just had to gas out eventually. Oh my god, he's gonna kill me. I was in first gear the whole time. And to make matters worse, his girlfriend was in the passenger seat. The last person I wanted to be there. Damn it! God, don't worry, I can take care of this. Alright, I guess there's only one thing to do.
Stop.
I parked the car, being extra careful in reverse, and waited beside the car I hit. It was just a scratch, but it wouldn't have been right to bail. Eventually, the owner came out, and I was prepared for a verbal beatdown. A scolding. My license would be revoked, and after my prison sentence, I would have to use exclusively electric scooters. Like a loser. But instead, I was met with the kindest old man I've ever met. Which made me feel so much worse. I would have preferred if he punched me in the face, but he understood it was an accident and said to me, "It is what it is." Can you just hate me? I paid him for the paint touch-up, shook his hand, and parted ways. But I still had to deal with Brock. I swore his girlfriend to silence until I told him myself, which she did not make easy.
Oh, hey, how'd it go?
Parking was a nightmare, but it's nothing to get bent out of shape over. Weren't any good spots, so we had to start from scratch. I stewed in guilt all day until Brock came home. I pulled him aside and said, "Hey, can you step outside? I gotta talk to you for a minute." "What'd you do to my car?" "What did you do to my car?" "Well, only one way to make it even, bud." Scratch the car! In the end, everything was fine. It was an honest mistake with minimal damage, and now Brock could hold it over my head forever like a proper sibling. And thanks to Swoosh's video, you also know how I drove on the wrong side of the road in New Zealand. Maybe I should stick to electric scooters. Breaking news! I had Taco Bell earlier, and now my It's not new. Oh my god, just because you don't care about it doesn't mean it's not new. Just stick to the script. Fine. This video is sponsored by Opera. Ditch that rinky-dink browser that hasn't changed in years and treat yourself to the all-new Opera One R2. I know you have 20 tabs open right now, you sloppy sicko. But now you can get that trash under control. Sort out your tabs into tab islands, letting you easily separate into categories and tuck them away when you're not using them. With the new Tab Traces feature, you can see which tabs you visited most recently by which one is underlined darkest. No more flailing around like a newborn baby. And while you're streamlining your productivity, try split-screen tabs by simply dragging and dropping. Pick a pretty new theme to make your browser pop, and use the floating music player to listen to your tunes without messing with multiple windows. Or access the built-in AI feature Aria with a simple shortcut without losing your spot on the page. Opera can be yours today for the low, low price of clicking the link in the description. That's it. It's free. Can you handle that, Phil? Did you download it yet? I was gonna download it later. It's 2 clicks, Phil. 2 clicks. Back to the video. If you see my short about it, you might know Best Buy delivered me a cracked TV twice. That wasn't my fault, but I almost cracked it anyway. When we moved into our new place, I decided to mount the TV all by myself like a big boy. Now, believe it or not, the YouTube animator is not the most proficient handyman. See, when you hang something heavy on a wall, you generally want to mount it on the studs, otherwise you're just relying on flimsy drywall. But the studs were too far apart for the mount. Now do I A, return and order a new mount that would arrive in literally 24 hours? B, purchase drywall anchors rated for the weight of the TV? Or C, use tiny screws I already own and gamble on one of the most expensive things I have? Yep, that's not going anywhere. You'll never take me down. I'm invincible. No, you're not. I can see you. What? You heard me. You're not invincible. I can see you. Alright, I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of my thinking.
Where is that coming from?
House? Settling? It's going somewhere! We ran to the TV before it fell and placed it on the floor. To no one's surprise, the screws popped out and half of them were too small to even be effective. So, the next day, I went to the hardware store and got bigger drywall screws. But I reached another obstacle. To properly attach them, I would have to remove the mount, place the plastic anchor, then drill in the mount with the screws. Now, do I A, do as described properly and learn from my mistakes? B, hire someone who actually knows what the hell they're doing? Or C, screw them in at random around the holes, further ruining the wall, and hope that somehow does the job? Yep, that's not going anywhere. Now do I A?
Do it properly, you idiot!
Back to the hardware store I went. I must have looked like the biggest moron ever, returning half an hour after buying drywall screws to buy plaster and even bigger screws. Finally, I took down the mount and set it up properly. Lesson here being, learn from your mistakes. The first one. Recently, Izzy, Prince, and I suffered through one of the worst nights of our lives. Coming home one night, we opened the door of our house to find nothing. Usually, there's a tail wagging furball at our feet, but not this time. We turned on the light and saw him at the top of the stairs, looking guilty, with a chocolate bar wrapper on the floor. Oh, man.
He's gonna die!
He's not gonna die. Every dog owner has dealt with it, and I've had enough pet incidents to know that tiny amount of milk chocolate wouldn't kill him. A stomach ache at most. But when we went to the top of the stairs, there was a torn open lint bag with nothing inside of it. Not even a wrapper. God damn it.
He's gonna die! Oh my god!
He had sifted through a grocery bag, pulled out the chocolate, and ate every single ball whole. Now that can't be ignored. So we jumped in my truck and floored it to an emergency vet.